Alrighty then. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the M3 podcast. Back with Dallas this time. So he has a actually big list of news articles that he kind of wants to talk about for this episode. But one of the two main things that I wanted to talk about, at least that I noticed, was the Fast 9 trailer, and figured since Dallas is a big car guy, he would definitely want to watch that and be something interested
Yeah.
he'd be interested in. And then also, there's the new Shang Chi Legend of the Ten Rings, so that's Marvel, so that's more something that I'm kind of into. So those were the two main things I wanted to talk about, and that's where I kind of wanted to go. So if you like any of that type of stuff, movies, TV shows, anime, comics, cars, what have you, we have go into a full variety of things on this podcast. If you like that type of stuff, make sure to subscribe onto YouTube and like the video, and rate the 5 stars on any of the listening platforms that are available. But that's a little bit of intro. Let's get into it. How's it going?
I'm ready. I'm doing great. Had a good week. I hauled tin out to my buddy's farm on the weekend. Ate a bad gas station donair. Threw up on the side of the highway. I had a busy weekend. That's why we're filming it on Monday instead of Sunday. But
Haven't you seen that episode of Futurama when he eats a bad egg salad sandwich and
and he becomes super smart because he has all those things growing inside him,
yeah?
and he's like athletic and just strong all of a sudden. That would be awesome.
So in other words, that didn't happen to you.
I wish that happened. That would make my day 100%.
Good way of getting some weird superpowers out of tapeworms.
Yeah, man, superpowers are superpowers. It doesn't matter how you get them. It
Yeah.
matters how you use them. Some Uncle
Oh,
Ben style fucking.
yeah.
Woo.
Going back to what you were talking about the last time about Uncle Ben in his car.
In that Delta 88.
Alrighty, let's go into the very first thing here that watching. We're going to watch the Fast and Furious 9 trailer and then give a little bit of thoughts on that, and then we'll jump into the other trailer and then we'll kind of go from there. First thoughts.
First thoughts?
Yeah.
That song is by Chainsmokers and Kygo, the family song that it opens up to.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the summer song of 2021.
Yeah.
That song is amazing.
Good. Yeah, definitely agree with
Yeah.
that.
Second thing I noticed, so there's when Fieros are those little mid-sized, mid-engine cars, Pain and Gain. Mark Wahlberg drove one.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, when they came out, they had a known problem of catching on fire.
Yeah. I was
So
gonna
I
say.
think, yeah, I think it's funny that they're in like fire suits and put rockets on a Fiero. Also, those fire suits look like old scuba suits to me, but I don't know about that one. That looked kind of weird. It had like the big glass bubble, like an 1800 scuba scoot. And then one of the bigger things I noticed is uh, Dom was driving a Charger. And from my understanding, they retired the Chargers from Fast and Furious after Paul Walker died. So there hadn't been an actual Charger in the past couple ones. Like he drove the Daytona and he's driven some other cars, if I remember correctly. So the fact that he had a Charger again, that's like a throwback to a couple movies ago.
Oh, I just remember Dom always being American muscle. So as long as
Yeah.
it can't be like anything Toyota or
Mm.
Mitsubishi or anything like that. As long as it's an American muscle car, then that's all that's his big thing. But yeah, I guess the Charger.
Well, yeah, that was the car from the first couple movies, but
Yeah.
like I said, I was under the impression it was retired since Paul Walker's death, but now it's back. So,
Oh.
two other things. How the hell did they hide John Cena as a little brother for 8 movies? And how did Han come back to life
Yeah,
after?
yeah, exactly. That's they already did plot armor or not plot armor, but like plot kind of reconfiguring with Jason Statham's character
Oh,
in like being
Hobbs
the
and
one
Shaw?
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
no.
yeah, I
Before
know what
Hobbs,
you mean.
how they like it was him that killed him.
In the Mercedes that took
Yeah.
out the RX-7, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So there. Do you know what I've accepted the fact that Fast and Furious movies are not movies that you watch for the story or for like the plot.
No.
It's literally just holy shit! Look at the fast cars, explosions, guns, hot women, muscular
Yeah.
dudes, fights. Look at me fight! Like, actually, I wonder if The Rock's gonna be in this because so far there hasn't shown anything with the trailer.
I don't think so. The Rock and Tyrese got into a huge falling out, and I don't think they're going to be on set together anymore.
Makes sense. I guess he's not part. He's not part of the
Mm,
main family. He's kind of like,
Plus, he went off with Hobbs and Shaw now, so he can go do his own thing.
yeah,
But
true.
yeah, Tyrese was. I don't know exactly what happened, but there was a falling out between Tyrese. So I can't, Rome from
Rome.
yeah, the fun guy.
Yeah.
I don't actually remember seeing him in this trailer all of a sudden either. Yeah, he was. He was driving
Yeah.
in the Fiero. Wow.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, he's one of the.
Yeah.
He's been in there since the second
Yeah.
movie. Um,
Yeah. Do you remember when Fast and Furious used to be about street racing and not saving the world?
okay, that was back in 2001. That's when the first movie came
Mm.
out. Like,
They also never explained how everyone all of a sudden knows how to fight like a Navy SEAL
oh,
when they were just a mechanic working at his dad's shop or whatever.
yeah, exactly. It started
Yeah.
off, and then I love that scene in I think it's 6 or 7. I think I don't remember which one it is. Where Lenny, whatever her name is, fights
Letty.
Letty
Letty, yeah.
fights
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
professional fighter, and wins. And then how um, one of the characters gets in a fight, all like because the guy who plays Tormund in Game of Thrones is in 7 or 8, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, and he ends up. Yeah, it's the choreography, the fighting and everything. It just makes no sense. This, again, yeah, story wise, you can't. You just have to accept the fact that his brother has just been a secret spy this entire time.
Yeah. Yeah, which is crazy. I'm excited to see how they, because Mia's in it, like Brian's wife. So I'm excited to see how they work in the fact that Brian is dead. I wonder, last one he was in, they used his brothers as like stand-ins, and then like
Mm-hmm.
not deep fake, but like the Hollywood version of deep fake to
Yeah.
finish off the movie. So I wonder if he's gonna have a little role like that.
I don't know because I remember seeing an article somewhere saying that in universe Brian's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
So what like, and that send off of Fast 7 was just like them kind of like driving away, and then 8 they were like, no, we're not bringing him into this anymore, into that life or whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, there were probably like the big three questions of like, where the hell has this brother been for an entire like 20 years? How is Han alive, and what are they doing with Brian?
My theory with the brother is going to be like right when he turned 18, he went and joined the military. That's why he left. That's going to be my theory. And to me, that's like the only thing that makes sense because that dude looks like a secret agent,
I,
special ops kind of guy.
either that or like he's been in prison somewhere or something like that, because Dom was already a criminal and stuff in the first movie originally, so that's probably where it started off as, is my guess.
Yeah, ooh, or maybe the little brother went and joined the military while the guy was in prison. Because Dom was in prison, right? For beating
Yeah.
that guy with a wrench.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. I guess
So-
we'll have to see.
Yeah,
I missed the release date. Did you catch that?
I think it just said summer.
No.
So I don't know. There's actually this year looks like there's going to be quite a few good movies actually coming out this year, and
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I think this is one I don't, again, I don't know, because of like COVID and everything. I still don't know if I'm gonna spend money in a theater to see anything, but it
If it makes it to theater and if I don't have to wear a mask in a theater, I will go and see it.
yeah, exactly. Like I kind of figured you'd be into these style movies, even if it's not a major plot type of movie.
I actually prefer movies without plots. All you need, seriously, cars and tits. That's what you need in movies. Cars and tits.
There you go.
That's every 1970s movie that I've been obsessed with. Those are the main characters are cars and tits.
Oh my god, that's definitely the best thing about some movies for sure.
Yeah.
But that's probably not going to be. Do you want to watch the other trailer now too?
Yeah, let's throw that one more in.
Cool.
That was really cool.
Wow.
That was song was like a very fitting song. The fighting reminded me of old Bruce Lee or like Ip Man movies.
Yep.
I don't know what time frame that takes place in because it seemed modern, and then all of a sudden it seemed like they were in ancient China, and Especially
Yeah.
when there was that lion thingy he like jumped on or whatever that
Yeah,
was.
and there was like a war going on and stuff.
Yeah, there was a war. And there was a military with Land Rovers, which is the only vehicle in the world that looks good having the spare tire mounted on the roof. In case you're ever wondering, only car in the world that looks good in it. I've been researching this lately because I kind of thought about doing it to one of my trucks, but
Oh,
yeah. It was cool. I don't know, like, which would this guy be in the same world as the Avengers kind of thing, or
it's still, to my knowledge, it's MCU. So I don't know where they're kind of leading with his movie, because the other stuff is leading with like Doctor Strange and Spider Man. Those are leading with the two new characters. I think this might be still in the same universe, but just not related to the Avengers. It's kind of like the Daredevil and um, all those other shows on Netflix. So how it's kind of related, but
oh,
like not at the same time. So I think it's kind of like
got it.
set in like street level type thing. So it's not entire worlds of like aliens or whatever attacking like the Avengers would be, but like a little bit better than just like regular thugs type thing.
Well,
Yeah.
with time traveling, I think there's time travel. That's my theory.
I
That China thing looked too old and crazy. Sorry, assuming it's China, whatever it was. It looked very old.
Yeah, it would.
What country were they in even? Do you know?
What country? Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's set in San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah, but the lead actor, he's and unless I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure he's Canadian, because he's one of the lead.
Represent.
Yeah, he's one of the lead actors in Kim's Convenience on it's on Netflix, but it's originally a CTV show.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have heard of that show. I've never watched it because I'm not really a fan of comedies, but
it's actually, yeah, he's a pretty good show, and like he got he's like freaking buff. So instead of tits, he got
yeah.
pecs
Yeah,
for the women.
when you can't have tits, you gotta have pecs, right?
Yeah,
It's,
I yeah, the fighting actually looked like good action, good fight scenes and everything, good choreography, and yeah, I liked how like it showed him as a kid, like the kid, and you can see the indent in it, and
oh, punching the.
yeah, the post and
I like
everything.
that. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
cool.
like it's definitely a good mix of like, yeah, the feudal like ancient stuff to
Hmm.
in modern day. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's just gonna be. My guess is gonna be kind of like Wonder Woman, where they told told a story, and this is gonna be like the flashback of how he got like
Mm,
his powers and stuff.
I like that idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I like that could definitely be it.
yeah, I think that would make more sense than any. Even though there is time travel in the MCU, but it's not at the same level, so I don't think that's gonna be what it is.
Those mountains weren't in San Francisco, so there's either time travel or real travel.
Yeah,
Maybe it's like a universal thing. I don't know.
but considering I am more of a comic book fan and Marvel fan, I might actually see this one. So go.
Mm,
Even though the Fast 9 movie looked good, I'm into all the stuff Marvel, MCU, and everything. So I would still
yeah.
probably see this instead.
Like I like old kung fu movies like everyone else.
Yeah,
They were the staple of the 80s.
yeah, exactly. Even though
Yeah.
still never seen any of them, but
You gotta watch the Ip Man or the Karate Kids. Yeah, I'm not like big. I know everyone's loving Karate Kid, but I'm not big on it.
mm,
But yeah, just Bruce Lee fighting dragons, all that stuff.
yeah, like
That's what this gave me the vibe of, is like an old Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan. Like,
yeah, it's kind of reminding. It honestly, with some of the blades and stuff like that, reminded me also of the Mortal Kombat trailer too. Like that same, like it's almost like I think it's. I don't know who came first, but I think one of them is inspired by the other, like Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat, and then there's Shang Chi from this.
uh,
I don't know who came first, but I think one of them is inspired by the other, and that also with like the water and the stuff, it also reminded me of like Avatar, the Last Airbender. The Yeah, so like the movie that everyone hated by M Night Shyamalan. So There was
Heard they're making a Netflix live action series of Avatar now, hey?
not
The Last
Netflix. They're
Airbender?
actually not
Oh,
net.
not
No,
Netflix?
it's on its own network,
Oh, I heard
Nickelodeon network.
I heard the Nickelodeon network was doing a cartoon. I didn't know they were doing the live action one also.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure. Either way, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Either way, there's new cartoon and new live action allegedly coming out.
exactly. Yeah, so hopefully, as long as everyone forgets about the M Night Shyamalan disaster of a movie, I think that's
It
gonna
was
yeah.
bad.
See, the only reason I never really watched Avatar is because at the time I decided I was like, okay, I'm trying to find something to watch. I'm gonna go with Naruto instead, and I figured they're
No.
basically the same, generally the same story, um, of like ninjas and fighting and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
now that it's on Netflix, I started watching the first season and
Mhm.
it seemed a little too childish, but I'm gonna give it a little bit more time, especially since there's Legend of Korra is
Yeah,
apparently
that
really
just got
good
put
too.
on now too, I think. I
Yeah.
just I just saw Legend of Korra on Netflix. I watched it on Prime a little while ago, and Legend of Korra is good. She's it's more adult-esque
Hmm.
than Aang was, just because it is. There's more lovey stuff. They're a bit older, just
Hmm.
normal kind of teenager stuff versus the 10-year-old Aang.
Yeah, compared to kind of like what the Warner Brothers do with like the DC comic book movies. If you ever watch the animated comic
Yeah,
book
those
movies,
are
they
good.
have
Those are
like
good.
a bit of sexual innuendo or actual like sex scenes sometimes. Like
Oh yeah,
The R-rated DC movies are
those are good.
really good.
There's a bunch of them if you have Prime and you get the Stack TV channel. There's a bunch of them on Stack TV channel.
Yeah, I have. I've seen almost all of them. They're actually, if you listened to the last episode, me and Brandon were talking. Brandon and I were talking about the new one that's coming out, the Long Halloween, because it's starring Jensen Ackles from Supernatural, and
Ooh, I like him.
yeah. So that yeah, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm more of a Marvel fan when it comes to comic book stuff, but I like both DC as well. But animated DC just blows Marvel out of the water. Because they have Warner Brothers and they're such a big studio with animation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where
Oh
Marvel,
yeah.
it's like they have different companies doing different things for different shows and stuff like that. So their animated stuff isn't as good.
Do you think the Warner Brothers studio actually has a giant water tower from all the like Animaniacs and all the like
Animaniacs.
ads and stuff? Well, because there's always like whenever they show you Warner Brothers in a cartoon, they always have that giant water tower with a WB on it.
I think so. I think I remember seeing something years ago when they were talking something like that. But
This needs a Google because
yeah,
I would love to go up there. I would
oh,
love to take a
it,
picture up there.
I highly doubt anyone, even if there is one, I highly doubt anyone would ever be allowed to stand on it, climb on it.
Holy shit. Built in 1927, it stands 133 feet tall and holds 100,000 gallons of water. But it's no longer used to hold water.
Of
It's
course.
now just an icon.
Yeah. So yeah, because I'm pretty sure you can go to like Universal Studio. Would that you be
Yeah.
Universal? I don't know. There's you can go on a Hollywood tour and you probably could like go into the set and see it. Or
I
this,
would love that. I don't know why. Just as a, you know what I also thought of the other day? Me and my roommate were driving around. You know, in every TV show, there's water towers, and at some point, a water tower always falls over, and it's. As a kid, I genuinely thought that I would encounter that in my life a lot more than I have.
I think it's definitely more of an American thing.
Yeah, but like,
Like that '70s show.
oh, do they have an episode where one falls?
Not when it falls, but Ashton Kutcher's character falls off it all the time.
Okay. Well, we do have a bunch in Alberta, like a ton, especially in all the hick towns. But we just don't have them falling over and running away from it. Which I don't
Oh,
know.
well,
I thought that would happen a lot more.
that's just like growing up. You
The
like
quicksand
the
thing.
quicksand. They teach you like
Yeah.
stop, drop, and roll from like when you catch on fire. Like
I've been on
as if
fire like a bunch of times in the past couple of years, so that one's important.
you'll have to elaborate.
Well, one of my arm hairs is still shorter than the other. It just I like. 'Cause I'm a mechanic, so I would do welding and torch stuff, and like I get caught on fire way more than I should.
Wow. Okay. That's
Yeah.
a little bit into your life.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to transition to one other thing? One of the topics you were talking about? Oh,
Yep.
actually, before you
Oh,
bring
you
that out,
first.
I just remembered I wanted to say because last time we were talking, we kind of cut it off with running out of time. You brought up DMX and how he was like hospitalized,
Oh,
or yeah, and now
yeah.
unfortunately he actually passed away.
He has passed away. Yes.
So
So that was unfortunate.
yeah, I wanted to, since we didn't really have much time to actually talk about it
Mm,
last time, I wanted to actually bring it up a little bit. So yeah, it's kind of a downer thing, kind of shift of tone, but I just like, oh, we didn't get to, because we were like, oh, good luck, and like you said, like right as we were ending, say hi to your
yeah.
loved ones type thing. So,
Yeah.
and yeah, lost another icon.
Yeah. That's too bad, but let's uh let's
Yeah,
move this
move
on.
forward. I just wanted to, yeah. So,
hmm Do you
but
have a topic, or do you want me to go with
no,
one?
go ahead.
All right. This past weekend, YouTuber, Vine star, and Disney Channel child actor person Jake Paul went in his third professional boxing match against 19-time UFC MMA champion and Olympic wrestler Ben Askren.
Mm-hmm.
And Disney's Jake Paul, with his Disney Channel flow, knocked the shit out of him in less than 2 minutes in the first round.
Yeah, I remember listening to Joe Rogan's podcast with GSP not too long ago, and they were talking about that, and Joe was like, yeah, it's because this guy's a world class wrestler, he may not
hmm
have as good of skills.
hmm
So if even like they were looking at like his actual
Yeah.
fighting ability, Jake Paul's fighting ability, and they were like,
Yeah.
and Joe Rogan was like, yeah, I think even though he's like a quirky YouTuber, like he's not just a YouTuber. He's actually
Yeah.
using real technique and everything. So,
Oh yeah, no, he's trains every day, like 8 hours a day. I've been watching his training routine. It's just ridiculous. And then Ben Askren's is old. Jake Paul's 3 inches taller. And like I said, Jake Paul's been training, training, training. Ben Askren's spends times with his kids, trains a little bit, right?
mm-hmm.
Like Jake Paul wants to go for Conor McGregor, and he's gonna not stop until he gets murdered or he gets a McGregor fight. So.
Well, it's been a long time since I've actually watched a UFC fight. I don't think I've even
Oh, this is boxing, not UFC.
or either way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like um yeah, well, a fight in general. I haven't watched anything in probably a few years.
Not even the Mike Tyson one?
I
The
saw
big
that he
Mike
was
Tyson one like a month ago?
I saw that he was training. I didn't realize that actually
Yeah.
happened. I didn't know he was actually that he
Yeah.
did come back. I thought he was getting like,
Yeah. Jake
oh,
Paul was on the undercard of that one, actually.
oh. See, I don't have any sports network or
It,
anything like that to watch it
mm.
on.
Well, it's not. You have to watch. You had to pay-per-view it.
Yeah.
But it was a what's that called? You know, it wasn't like for points or anything. It was like the exhibition between Mike Tyson and I think Ray, maybe. Oh, I watched it. I completely forget right now. Just blowing my mind. But yeah, it was an exhibition, and they ended up calling it a draw, even though I don't really think it should have been a draw. But
Mm.
we'll see if Mike Tyson keeps fighting. Really, he was just doing it to upsell his new weed brand. So
That's hilarious. The Mike Tyson has his own weed brand.
yeah, everyone has their own weed brand right now in the States. Like, it's insane.
I
I
think
don't even think it's legal everywhere yet, is it?
it's not in all 50 states. No.
No. So,
Um, I would want Kevin Smith, Seth Rogen, and Snoop Dogg. Those would be the people whose weed I would buy.
didn't Seth Rogen, he's just started a new one, didn't he?
Oh, he has multiple already.
Oh, he has multiple? Okay. Yeah, I would love to smoke with like Snoop Dogg or something, but
I,
I would get murdered because
yeah, I
get
would not be able
nuts.
to keep up. No
No.
way. But if I'm pretty sure Seth Rogen was saying that he's one of the few people that can actually keep up with Snoop Dogg.
If you smoke enough, I'm sure you can get there.
Yeah. But
That's what you
anyway,
gotta do.
going back to what you were saying, like, were you like surprised that Jake won, or
No, not at all, to be honest.
especially?
No, he's going for McGregor. Anyone who wants to talk that much shit and go for someone that big is probably not fucking around. He's probably going hard, learning. He's getting trained by boxers. He doesn't have to worry about working, so he trains like every day for 8 hours.
Yeah.
He eats like a professional prepared meal for every meal by a chef. Like,
And-
if he wants to do it, he's gonna.
But what weight class is McGregor? I thought McGregor was a lightweight.
Let me find out.
Because like that wouldn't, or is he? Because like, if you're, because I know from what I remember like George St. Pierre a few years ago, he went from a couple different welterweight to like middleweight, stuff like that. But it's only like a couple weight classes difference. But
McGregor is a lightweight or featherweight.
yeah, like McGregor's like a buffer version of me. Like he's not that big of a dude. Like. So
155 pounds at his last fight, it looks like.
Okay, so heavier than me, but still. But isn't
I'm
Jake Paul
210.
isn't Jake Paul like light heavyweight or welterweight?
He for the fight they weighed in at 190.5.
Yeah, so that'd be a light heavyweight. So there's no way McGregor can gain that much weight, and if Jake Paul does something like that, he would like be hurting himself to go down that much weight. So I don't...
You heard Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul are getting into a fight too, right?
No. But of course the Paul brothers, yeah, they have to make...
Yeah. So and Logan Paul's like 6'3" and Mayweather's like 5'10", 5'9", so it's a huge
That's
difference
a big jump.
there.
Yeah.
But Mayweather's a professional boxer his entire life, and Logan Paul is never won a fight.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to go for a world champion is not exactly the smartest thing.
It's already been announced. It's a Triller fight. I already bought my pay-per-view for it, but they postponed it because they want to have a live audience for it. So
yeah, now that things are kind of opening up, Vegas is opening up again and everything, so they're actually wanting people to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, Mayweather wants to make money, and apparently he owns a bunch of strip clubs, so he promotes his strip clubs. So yeah, that's a good life.
That'd be.
Yeah.
But yeah, cars and boobs.
Cars and boobs, yeah. I used to have memberships to a bunch of the strip clubs around here when I was like 18, 19.
Yeah.
Like cars and boobs, man.
Wow. Okay. Well, what was another topic you found?
Kourtney Kardashian, the oldest of the three Kardashian main sisters, is dating drummer Travis Barker, which I don't really care about that. What I think's funny is they've only been dating a couple months, and he got her name tattooed on his chest. His whole body's covered in tattoos, so it's not as big of a deal, but
yeah,
I do think it's pretty crazy, just because she's like a little Kardashian good girl of America, and it's Travis motherfucking Barker. Like,
I don't matter. Yeah, I agree. There's no matter who the person is, you don't get someone's name, even if you've been married to them 20 years. Getting the only name you should ever go on yourself is like your children, because they can't like go away. They can't. Right,
if I was
whatever.
rich and famous, if I was rich and famous, I think it would be funny to have like my girlfriend's name, and then if we break out, just crossed out another name below it. Like, I would do that if I was rich and famous. That'd be hilarious.
Or like Steve-O, how he has his entire face tattooed on his back.
Yeah, dude. That's good.
I met him. You met him?
Steve. Yeah, I have your name tattooed on my ass just like him, and I got it the day I met him.
By him?
No, not by him.
Oh,
if that was by him, like, Jesus.
Well, he is a tattoo artist. Like, not an artist yet, but he's getting into it.
He's trying to get his van licensed as a mobile tattoo shop.
Yeah, I heard him on Michael Rosenbaum podcast talking about it, and how he's been, like, 12 years clean or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I listen to Steve-O's Wild Ride, like his podcast.
Yep.
I only listen to it when it's people I know. So
Hmm.
yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's
He
definitely.
day I met him, he had a black eye because a can of soup hit him in the face. Like shopping. It wasn't even a jackass stunt. It was like he went to reach for something and it fell and hit him in the face.
that's that's
Hmm.
that's ironic. The fact that he got an
Yeah.
injury like that in everyday life, not in like something jackass related. That's funny.
I got his
Is
autograph too, and I lost it. I don't know where it is. I've
you
moved too many times, so
you should have gotten that tattooed on.
he makes okay. Steve-O's website right now. He sells his own hot sauce called Hot Sauce for Your Butthole,
Yeah, I've heard
and
about.
then
Yeah,
he sells like full nudes of himself on his website, and he'll autograph them and like poster nudes of himself,
yep.
and then a copy of his book. Like, man,
I'm
this guy,
pretty
he's
sure
doing good.
he promoted his hot sauce on Hot Ones when he was on Hot Ones.
Steve-O's Hot Sauce for Your Butthole. Like, I should get some and try. Oh, it's on Amazon now. I just saw him post about it. You can get it on Amazon. So that would be a lot easier, especially since we aren't American.
Yeah, exactly.
Secret Invasion. This isn't that Marvel one now. Just I read about it. So
Yeah,
apparently, Secret Invasion is a new Marvel TV series featuring Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury, I believe,
yeah.
and it's Olivia Colman is thinking about joining the crew for that.
See, I don't even know who that is.
Me neither. It
The
was a
only
Marvel one. I thought you'd appreciate it.
Yeah, the only thing, well, it's ever since the end of Captain Marvel when they show, or not end of Captain Marvel, end of, um, yeah, I know, I think it was Captain. I don't remember which one it was, but when they showed Nick Fury in the space station or whatever, like they've been talking about Secret Invasion for years now, but I didn't know it was going to be a show. I thought it was going to be another movie that they're just kind of like throwing into the wrench.
Yeah.
But
Well, that'll be cool. I got two more topics loosely based off Marvel actors, but not actually Marvel related.
sure,
Oh, first one is Lizzo. You know who Lizzo is?
yeah,
Figure, yeah. She drunk texted Chris Evans because she wants to marry him, apparently, which she later said in an interview she knows won't happen. I don't know the actual messages said, but now they're like Instagram friends. They follow each other now.
Chris Evans seems like he'd be a pretty nice guy, so I'm sure he would have
Yeah.
blown her off as a laugh.
Well, plus he just leaked that dick pic like last month, so
He's a
he's
little he's a little
yeah.
embarrassed.
Well, he understands Instagram messages and drunk texts and stuff come up. Like he gets it.
Yeah,
He's missing the spotlight for that. And then the one that excites me is there is talk Chris Hemsworth, so Thor, might be the new Alan Quartermain, which is a famous book series from the 1800s, which Indiana Jones is loosely based off of.
yeah. As we were talking about, I think one of our first ones we were talking about the League of Extraordinary
Extraordinary
Gentlemen.
Gentleman, yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
So I think Hemsworth would make a pretty good Alan Quartermain as long he has to have a beard. Alan Quartermain's famous for a beard though, so he's
well,
got to grow that out.
they showed that he can pull off a like big Viking beard in Endgame.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
is I think it would almost make, in my eyes, it would make more sense to be Liam Hemsworth than Chris Hemsworth because Chris is a little bit too big of a dude, I think. But
I
I'm
get that.
I'm also basing it off of the League movie, so I don't know the
Mhm.
history too much between the characters.
Realistically, all the good books are based at when he's already an old man, so it doesn't
I
totally make sense for the good stories because all the good stories he has to be like already half crippled, had his leg attacked by a lion, so he has a limp, like his both wives dead already and buried by then. Like it's his son's dead even at some point there after being a doctor in like the 1800s and there was a plague and he caught the plague and died. Like Alan Quartermain as an adventurer in all the main stories, like the ones that blew up, he's already an old man, like 50 plus. So
oh so Yeah, that's kind of weird. That so then it's gonna be kind of like what I'm Tom Holland playing um, Drake in Uncharted. Like it, t- so like that's so weird to me because he's too small of a guy. Like I like Tom Holland as an actor, but I don't see him as that character. So I think so maybe they'll probably like retell Quartermain's stories as a young man using the better known stories or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it'd be cool if they did it as a young man. There was in 2004 there was a Patrick Swayze version of it, which was just horrible. They made him American instead of English. They mixed up his wives. They said like because both of his wives were dead at this point, but they said his first wife gave his child, or no, the second wife gave the child, but they used the first wife's name, and it was all messed up. So,
They didn't actually do any research.
uh, it was made by Hallmark, so it was just meant to be a romantic little movie for old ladies.
The only thing that I can say I like about the only reason I have any respect for Hallmark is because one of my teachers in school has a movie on the Hallmark channel. So other than that, I don't care.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
and
What's the
but
movie? What's the plug? Plug the movie. What's the movie?
the it's called Christmas Cupcakes. The only reason it's on the Hallmark
Like a
channel is
Hallmark.
because they had to change like a lot of things about it. The general census is a family trying to save their money for a bakery shop from bankruptcy, basically, and so they go into this cooking competition to win money to give to the bank, and giving to the bank is what made it Hallmark, and they kind of like forced a relationship between characters randomly.
Mm,
So it's so weird because originally the script was that they owed money to the mob, not
the
so
mob.
but Hallmark was the only one that was going to give my instructor money to make it. So they were like, "Hey, here's the money, but you X Y Z has to change." So it's like,
That's
okay,
fair.
well that's the big takeaway that I've had from my film school is like you accept the money from where you can get it, but then and you might have to take the notes regarding that, right?
You did film in university, right? Or
At Nate, yeah,
an eight? Yeah,
yeah.
jealous. I stopped in high school and I regret it because I really regret it. I should have continued past high school on that.
See, then that's the thing is I've always had a passion for it, but I didn't do any. I only did one project that was like a video project in high school. I kind of want to look at the archives and try to find that old footage, and make like a new version, a more now that I have better technology, better like equipment, and everything like that, and turn it into a real story. I want to like try to turn that into a real thing, but I don't have contact with any of the people really that would potentially even still have that. That's from 10 years ago, so that's unlikely.
Yeah, well, there's always time, right? You can always move to Vancouver if you want to get really back into movies.
That's my eventual plan, but like everyone, like Vancouver is to Canada as Hollywood is to the United
Yeah.
States, right?
Hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna go to Vancouver. I'm gonna find my break and blah blah blah. When how many thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are trying to do the same thing? It's what I've kind of learned so far is that either you try to get onto some sets and work your way up and kind of build your way, but honestly, a better way of getting into the industry is coming up with a good idea, making your film and getting it onto a network or something like that. Like in this modern day, it's a lot easier to like. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter where in
The world
the
you are,
world
right?
you are, if you can get it something made Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu or like Crave. Like that's
That'd be
how
nice, yeah.
yeah, that's how Letterkenny started, right?
Yeah.
So
I
it's
I've got two friends who actually just moved down to Vancouver. One's cooking all the meals for the TV shows,
hmm
like the Flash and stuff like that. She does all the prep meals for everyone.
the craft
And,
services and everything.
yeah.
That's
And
cool.
then my other friend, he went down to be a mechanic and he's working on like the trucks, like the RVs on set or like the boom trucks, and he's doing that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He said that everyone he works with is a drug addict, though.
Well, that's not film industry. That's people, business. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like there are definitely ways of getting into the industry. Like if you are a mechanic, an electrician, anything like that, you could definitely find work that way. But I want to really. My goal is to be on the creative side. I want to actually be
Mm-hmm.
like in that team, like the camera department or writing, directing, what have editing, whatever, something like that. Something that influences the actual show or movie or whatever, not just I'm here on whatever days getting paid to build a set.
Yeah. I would obviously, who doesn't want to be a famous movie star at some point in their life, but
Mm-hmm.
I would really, really like if I could just even get some small part in something. I want to try to get my resume back together and clean myself up, maybe take more acting classes because it's been 8 years since I did any kind of acting class. So.
Mm-hmm. See, I've never took any acting classes, but I've always been into like improv, and I think for general like kind of like small parts, I think I would be able to do it decently well enough of like getting. But I could never see myself as a big name actor, but I could probably see myself as maybe like the recurring role of so and so's friend, or
Yeah.
something like that, right?
Solar Opposites season 2 is being rolled out, which is by the creators of Rick and Morty. Hilarious, exact same movie or TV show to me.
Yeah, I started watching that after you mentioned it to me, and you can tell obviously the main character is voiced by the same guy who does Rick, like
Yeah.
it's literally the exact same. But like the freaking kid, like the scene with the bar with the kid is like they're getting attacked, and it's just a self defense, and he's just stabbing, destroying everyone in the freaking in the bar, like stabbing them through the eye and everything. Like
Hmm.
that's bloody violent. Like.
Oh, yeah, I know it's a violent show.
And it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's what it was on the Star Network, but yeah, Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
exactly. Because when Star came out on Disney Plus, it gave you like, do you want the R-rated content?
18 plus, yeah, you had to go change it on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I'm Ooh, another one. Speaking of Disney Plus, apparently Mandalorian season 3's getting into production now,
Ooh.
which
See,
I don't know too much about right now, but
yeah, I have no idea. I wonder if they're gonna like. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but The Mandalorian's really good. I like The Mandalorian. It's a
it's
good.
good.
It's a good like sci-fi kind of like. I know everyone's definitely saying it, and I agree. It's a space western.
Stop playing with that. It is. It's the Mandalorian guy. He's basically Clint Eastwood out there, gun on his hip. Trusty horse is his spaceship that always blows up.
Yep.
It's really good. Apparently season 3 is going to be very different of a show, though, according to the internet.
According to the internet. Well,
I was going to say according to my sources, but I don't have sources. I'm not that cool.
well, I don't know. I liked. Well, that's what every show is. Every show is always. It has to be different. It has to kind of grow. And like, unless it's gonna go from being this type of show and changing to being like a quirky comedy, then you don't want that. But like, if it stays in the same, staying true of whatever they're doing with, Guru, whatever Baby Yoda's name is.
Guy, yeah, it starts with a G. Let's just call him Baby Yoda.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but yeah, I definitely will continue watching that when it comes out because again, yeah, Disney Plus is what I got. So
Disney's also announced 3 upcoming Star Wars TV shows. One's The Book of Boba Fett. One is Ashoka and the Rangers of the New Republic. And, well, it says 3, but they only listed 2. Unless Ashoka is one and Rangers of the New Republic is the other. That would make more sense.
Oh. I will wait until I see any trailers of anything like that before I actually get interested on that.
Grogu. He's Grogu.
Grogu.
Grogu. Grogu. Grogu.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Yeah, that does.
But
That'd be cool to be like an international alien bounty hunter. I watched some guy was going around fixing movies, and so this guy did the trailer or a bunch of scenes from Solo, the Star Wars story,
yeah,
and changed out that young kid's actor for Harrison's Ford face using like a deep fake or whatever. Holy shit! Harrison Ford and that guy, like their mannerism type thing was totally believable once he actually changed the face.
mm.
Like it was that guy ended up being a really good choice for the Solo actor, I think.
I do
Who's
remember
your favorite Star Wars character? Mine is Han Solo. Han
Chewbacca.
Solo. Yeah. Han Solo's partner. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Did you see the new movies the same actor was actually playing Han Solo? Or sorry, the same actor was playing Chewbacca, and they've switched off now. Like partway through the movie, they were doing one scene would be the original guy, one scene would be this basketball player looking guy. So I think he actually recently passed away, the original Chewbacca actor.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. That
Yeah.
was recent, but still decently long ago. I think it was sometime.
Yeah.
It was.
Christmas-ish, maybe?
I think it was even longer than that. I think. Um, it might have been 2019, to be honest.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah, or even earlier, because I do remember hearing about that. Um, maybe even a couple years ago, because he was old. Like he was like the original.
Yeah.
Yeah,
April 2019.
yeah. So
But
yeah,
he was doing it right up till he died. And then that younger kid took over.
and at least that's someone you don't have to try to replace with CG face or anything like they did with Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, no, you just put someone in a costume.
Yeah, and that actually that's going back to like Mandalorian. That's one thing I do like about Mandalorian is like it's a mix of modern and old filmmaking techniques. Like it's the new screens and everything like that, but they still use like costumes for people for the aliens and stuff like that, like they would have done in puppets and stuff like that. It's a mix of old and new filmmaking techniques.
Yeah. Darth Vader also died at 85 in November 2020.
The actor or yeah,
The
'cause-
actor,
yeah,
yeah.
because what's his name is still alive.
Like the original actor, like the old Darth Vader, not the kid.
No. I mean the guy who does the voice of Darth Vader. Um, James Earl Jones.
Oh, yeah. Peter Matthews is the actor from the old one. He's, I think, yeah. No, Dave Prowse died.
Okay.
Dave, huh? What name did you say?
I just said okay.
Oh, yeah. Dave Prowse, actor of Darth Vader from the original movie, died at 85.
That's a
So,
good age.
yeah, it's not bad. The Chewbacca was 74, so
Say it as if it's you're talking about the character Chewbacca.
Peter Matthews, 74. Yeah, yeah, it'd be. I gotta figure out this YouTube Shorts thing a little bit better because I gotta start using that to my full advantage.
Nah. Well, I noticed. So I saw a clip of that. I watched one, and it was Ray William Johnson, but he literally just posted the exact same thing that he does on TikTok. He did. It was literally a TikTok video that he posted onto YouTube
Perfect.
Shorts. So it's like, so
All those
they.
people who aren't on TikTok are seeing it now, so it's perfect.
Oh, and everyone's like on TikTok.
Like,
Everyone
the
that
old YouTube people, we're talking about like the 40 and 50-year-olds. You gotta get those YouTubes.
the 40 and 50-year-olds aren't watching YouTube for. Anyway, that's a whole.
That's fair.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're not going to be watching shorts on their phone. If anyone that
You're
old is
right.
watching YouTube, they're just searching for a video to teach them how to do something on the computer, type
Yeah.
thing. Not watching it to be following someone they subscribe to.
Like on my old channel, my how-to videos, the best videos were always the how-to videos. The ones that would get 10, 20,000 views. how-tos.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That's I'm trying to make. I'm thinking of one that I want to make now, but anyway.
I get that.
Yeah, so I think that's where we're gonna end it for tonight.
We did great. You did great. Everyone did great. Everyone had a good time here. Everyone wants to like and subscribe, and they're going to.
Alrighty then, thank you guys for listening. If you, as Dallas just said, like and subscribe if you like any of this type of stuff, and we'll talk to you next week.
And we're clear.